What's up, guys? It's your boy FastLaneD, and today we got my boy Hawk's 2020 Iron 883, baby. Check it out. There she is. Oh, he got her in the matte black. This thing is sweet. Now, he's had this bike for a couple weeks now. You guys have seemed to absolutely love it on the channel. I'm gonna take y'all along for my first experience on this bike, give all my thoughts. Is it a great starter bike? Should you buy it? Will you get bored of it? Before we get into that, y'all know what time of the day is, baby. The cold start. Yeah, let's go. He does have the official Vance and Hines pipe on it in the matte black to match the rest of the matte on the bike, and it looks sweet. Oh, listen to those bald eagles. I'm not gonna lie, for a lower displacement engine, this thing sounds freaking sweet. All right, enough playing around, let's ride. Come on, give me some green. Woo! All right, here we go, baby. Okay. Scraping peg. Okay. Full throttle. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Give it to me. All right, settle down. Skyline. All right, now before we get into this review, I want y'all to understand my background. So I've been riding for almost 6 years now. It's crazy. Man, this thing is so light. And for about 3 of those years, I primarily commuted on a motorcycle. And then for about 1 of those years out of the 3, my motorcycle was my only form of transportation. Let's turn here. Wow, this thing is vibrating like crazy. I've mostly had sport bikes. Now, if you see my other videos, you know that I do have a Harley Davidson V-Ride Muscle, baby, and I absolutely adore that bike. Oh, look at the pup hanging out. Look at him. Oh. What's good, baby? There we go, my man. So that's really the only Harley experience I've ever had is on the V-Rod Muscle. A lot of people would argue that that's not really Harley's typical bike. So I'm gonna give y'all my opinion based on my experiences on all my sport bikes. I've had like 5 sport bikes. Man, this bike is just so light. There's no tachometer on this thing, so I have no idea when it redlined. Just kind of gotta guess. Now, I'll start off with this thing definitely vibrates. When people talk about the Harley vibrations, oh my goodness. Now I know what they're talking about, because the V-Rod does not vibrate like this at all. But that's part of the Harley experience. I'm not complaining about it. When you buy a Harley, that's what you get. Now, the seating position this is actually pretty comfortable. Like, I mean, you just can't really beat this, like, at all. Sounds good. Looks good. I mean, is this Harley's starter bike? Like the starter bike? Everyone's looking at me at this light like I'm crazy. Now I'm trying to cut this bike some slack on the power. That's full throttle, but that's not what this bike is made for. It's known for its aftermarket support and how crazy you can customize this bike and really make it a one-off bike. A lot of the Harleys just don't have the aftermarket support that this thing offers. Hawk told me that he plans on changing out this seat. It is definitely very uncomfortable. If you plan on going on long rides, I definitely plan on replacing the seat. All right, let's get on it a little bit. Come on, come on. There's 80. Come on. We can get there, baby. We got this. 95. Oh, y'all know how I do, baby. It's FastLaneD. Now I understand why people recommend this bike as a starter bike. One, it just looks phenomenal. Two, it's got power, but it's not so much power that you'd be scared of the bike. Like, you could grow into this bike for sure. Would I recommend this over a 250? It depends on the person, honestly. The controls all feel good, high quality. Mirrors work. I mean, you definitely see a lot of your arm, but you can still see what's behind you and to the side. The tack's simple and easy. If you look at the tack on the V-Rod, God, it is awful. You can't see anything that's written on there. This one's nice and spaced out and in big font. Oh, we made it. Let's get some shots of the bike before we go any further. But I mean, you can't say that that bike does not look good, because it looks freaking sweet. And those pipes, those Vance and Hines sound good. All right, let's do it.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again. Hold up. I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
Man, I hope y'all just enjoyed those shots, because I just got eaten alive. I was dinner tonight. I don't even want to know what my arms are going to look like tomorrow. But man, I mean, the design of this bike is just freaking sweet. I mean, I like how you can see the push rods on the V-twin motor. And it's just cool, all the matte black on this bike. I mean, it just gives it like a menacing, aggressive look. She ain't got a booty like the V-Rod, but I mean, you know, some guys don't like big booties, some of them like the tiny little itty bitty booties. Hey, I ain't hating on you. Whatever makes you happy. Oh. I will give it to you though. This bike sounds freaking good. Alright, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. And let's punch it. Come on, baby! Come on, Iron! Come on! After being on this bike for a little bit, here's who I would recommend this bike for. Oh, that felt great. If you're a new rider and have no experience, and if you are looking for a bike that's easy to commute on, I would recommend this bike. Now, if you're a rider that's coming from sport bikes, or if you're a rider that's had that 250 before, or had a bike with more power, you're gonna feel like this bike is very underpowered. You're not gonna like it. Unless you want something that's slower and really customizable. I do love the fact that it has a gear indicator right here. This bike handles great. Like, I could easily throw this around all day long. I'd also maybe recommend it for someone that's looking to get into Harleys and doesn't know what kind of bike they want exactly. I mean, compared to my V-Rod, which Ivy's a big girl. This bike is much easier to throw around, but I missed the V-Rod on the exit speed out of the turn. Oh, don't kill me. Back it up. Back it up, back it up, back it up. I would say to get this bike, get comfortable riding on two wheels on the street. Enjoy the looks, enjoy the compliments you're gonna get. And then if you want to upgrade to something bigger, then get something bigger. But there's no need to start on a bigger bike. That's just taking unnecessary risk. I'd imagine bikes like this hold their value well. So if you buy it somewhat used or slightly used, that you can get that money right back out of it. But I could definitely see myself commuting on something like this. It's not slow, but if you've ridden a faster bike, it's definitely gonna feel a little gutless. Now my sport bike people out there, it's just like going from a 1000 back down to a 600. Once you get on the 600 and you've gotten used to the power of a 1000, the 600 is literally gonna feel spineless compared to what you're used to. Woo! Oh yeah, this is a very forgiving bike. I'd definitely love to get on the 1200 and see what that bike is like. I feel like that bike would make up for the power that's missing on this bike. If I were to get one of these, it would definitely be the 1200. Now I am interested to see how this bike does on the highway. If you commute on local roads, this bike's definitely enough. See if we can get around this guy. Yeah, buddy. Alright, now we're just gonna ride in normal here. You can commute on it. I mean, there's definitely more stable bikes out there, but I'm cruising at about 80 right now, and there's definitely some room left in the RPM. Like, the bike doesn't feel like it's struggling to maintain that 80 mile per hour pace. Like, I could downshift in the fourth and pass. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, we're getting a little wobbly. Now, if you plan on riding it crazy on the highway, get the bigger bike. But if you plan on commuting like a normal human being, this definitely will get the job done. I'd say around like 90, 100, it starts to get a little wobbly and unstable. But, I mean, you're not going to be riding at those speeds all the time. Dang, we get passed by a Sportster. I don't know how I feel about that. Come on, Iron. I mean, that's full throttle in 5th gear. Wow, the throttle gets stuck. Look at that. Interesting. It'll get stuck right there if you full throttle it and leave it. That's probably not a good thing. Look at that. We're going. I'm not even touching it. Speed's going. Oh, oh, man. To pretty much sum everything up, the things I love about this bike, number one, handling. By far, that is my favorite thing about this bike. It handles phenomenally. It's easy to throw around, it feels light, and it feels good throwing it around in the turn. Also love the customizability of this bike. There's so much aftermarket support and support from Harley Davidson. 1, cosmetic mods, and 2, performance mods. There's a lot you can do with this bike. So if you just want a bike to ride the bike night that you can make look like your own, I'd recommend getting this bike. It's also really easy to ride. This bike is definitely very user-friendly. At no point was I uncomfortable or afraid of the bike. The speedometer is really, really easy to see, really easy to read. It tells you your gear. The tachometer is digital, which is cool. I've never seen that before. The lights here, like the indicators, I say put the indicators on, are nicely hidden and kind of blend in with the bike, which also adds a cool little feature. And it's very, very simple. Like, I can definitely see someone that's never ever ridden a bike hop on this bike and not feel overwhelmed by everything that's going on. It also sounds amazing. I mean, listen to that. Oh, and the throttle response is there. I mean, on my V-Rod Muscle, my other Harley, the throttle response is definitely a little questionable. Now, things I don't like about the bike, which can be fixed, is this seat's gotta go. For sure gotta go. Get something a little more comfortable. And if you ever want to have a passenger on it, I'm sure there's things you can change to make that happen. Now, the power is also something that me, as a rider with a little bit of experience, I would definitely want something a lot quicker to ride around. Especially if you tend on doing group rides with people. I feel like after a while, you might want to upgrade to something a little bit quicker if you have buddies that are riding quicker bikes. Now, if you tend to ride alone a lot on the streets, you probably won't even notice it. There's definitely a lot of vibration in the handlebars and in the pegs, but I mean, it's fine. Unless you're like on the highway riding for like hours, you'll be fine. Also struggled to find neutral on this bike. But I mean, yeah, what do you guys think, man, of this bike? I think it is freaking sweet. Pretty sweet freaking bike. Not bad. If you do plan on doing trips, I'd recommend something a little bit quicker and a little bit more comfortable. But other than that, I mean, I think this bike's a sweet bike. Shout out to my buddy Hawk for letting me ride this bike. Bro, you got an awesome 2020 Iron 883. I'm happy for you. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That lets me know to keep making videos like this. Join life in the fast lane. I'll catch you on the next one. FastLaneD's out, baby. Peace. I mean, I think the coolest thing is the turn signals on here. Look at that. So they stay white, and then when you hit the turn. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Riding obnoxious.